On the news tonight, Ondo State government rolls out palliative plans to cushion effects of fuel subsidy removal towards ensuring full implementation of financial autonomy. Ondo Assembly promises commitment to state judiciary and legislature. Federal High Court halts Edo governor's move to remove Deputy Felix Shuaib. And from the foreign scene, ex-US President Donald Trump pleads not guilty to election charges. Thank you very much for joining us tonight on the news at 7. I am Oyewumi Ayenigbara. Ondo State's government has announced measures to cushion the effects of the removal of fuel subsidy. At a press conference in Akure, Finance Commissioner Wale Akintarenwa said the palliative measures would address most of the issues affecting citizens of the state. Government House correspondent Similain Falade now reports.
Following the removal of fuel subsidy by President Bola Tinubu on assumption of office in May 29, 2023, Ondo State government constituted a 9-man palliative strategy and implementation committee saddled with the responsibility of cushioning the effect of fuel subsidy removal in the state, headed by Commissioner for Finance Wale Akintarenwa.
The federal government is giving 7 billion to every state.
Akintarenwa, while addressing the press on measures to cushion the effect, said the state government would kickstart free shuttle service for students on resumption of the next session in September. He also disclosed that existing buses in ministries, departments, and agencies in the state would serve as free shuttle to public servants, even as government is set for the payment of outstanding leave bonuses to civil servants.
The government will restore free shuttle buses for students starting from resumption in September till December 31st. Thereafter, affordable rates will be charged from January 2024. In like manner, free shuttle boats equipped with life jackets will be made available for students in riverine areas starting at resumption in September till December 31st, and thereafter affordable rates will be charged. Additional CNG buses will be purchased to convey public servants to and from work at no cost to them till December 31st.
On social intervention, the Commissioner said unconditional cash transfer of 10,000 naira for 3 months will be given to selected vulnerable persons in every local government area, while free food packages would be distributed to 1 million households across the 18 council areas in the state.
Farm inputs at subsidized rates will be made available to farmers. Our poultry and fish farmers will be given free drugs, maize, and feeds for their birds and fishes. In addition, trading on local feed formulation and production will be given to them to help them look inwards. Agrochemical seeds, drip lines, farm tools, and power tilers will be given at subsidized rates. And in the riverine areas, free fishing nets and subsidized kilns will be made available. To ease the movement of farm produce, tricycles will be given free to farming communities. This will be supervised by officially recognized community-based stakeholder groups.
The Commissioner also said the state government has henceforth suspended hospital registration and consultation fees. Mr. Akintarenwa added that various categories of small and medium enterprises will also benefit from the state government's financial assistance. Similain Falade, Osrc News.
The 10th Ondo State House of Assembly says it will ensure full implementation of financial autonomy for both legislative and judiciary arms of government. The Speaker, Olamide Oladiji, gave the assurance while paying host to the State Chief Judge, Justice Olusegun Odushola. Oladiji promised that the legislative arm of government will continue to work hand in glove with other arms of government for the development of the state. House of Assembly correspondent Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi now reports.
Part of the bedrock of democratic governance in Nigeria is the existence of a cordial relationship among the executive, judiciary, and legislature. This informed the visit of the Ondo State Judiciary team, led by the Chief Judge, Justice Olusegun Odushola, to the leadership of the 10th Assembly in the state. While welcoming the Chief Judge and his team, the Speaker, Olamide Oladiji, commended the judiciary for ensuring quick dispensation of justice in the states. Mr. Oladiji, who acknowledged the relationship between the legislature and the judiciary, promised continued support of the House and assured of full implementation of financial autonomy for the two arms of government.
Try as much as possible to ensure that we will not allow the gap to be filled by the two arms of government. And then secondly, you made mention of the issue of autonomy. You know, we have started something like that. We have started in the 10th Assembly, and I want to also give you 100% assurance that anytime, any area you really want us to come in, as far as that area is concerned.
Also, the Deputy Speaker, Prince Abayomi Akinrutan, and the Chairman House Committee on Judiciary, Stephen Abitogun, as well as other lawmakers, thanked the Chief Judge for the visit and expressed belief that the collaboration of the two arms of government will advance the state towards development and prosperity.
Justice is key to the development of the state. And for us to achieve that, I want to seek the opportunity of this visit to bring the attention of Honorable Speaker to all these salient issues.
Judiciary is more or less like a mother of legislature because we deal with bills and law, so we cannot be far away to you. With this 10th Assembly, I can assure you autonomy will definitely come and stay.
The Chief Judge, Justice Olusegun Odushola, said the visit was to familiarize the leadership of the 10th Assembly and to seek its support for the growth and development of the two arms of government for the benefit of the masses.
We are come to congratulate you. We are prepared to collaborate with you, and we are also soliciting your support and cooperation. We are also trying to see where we can collaborate with you so that we can bring about the independence.
At the forum, various developments being witnessed across the state were attributed to the cordial relationship among the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. Omoshiliola Adesoye Ajayi, Osrc News.
President Bola Tinubu has withdrawn the nomination of Mayam Shetty as a minister. The president communicated this decision to the Senate as the screening of ministerial nominees resumed today. In a letter to the Senate read by the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, the President replaced Shetty with Maigeriga Mahmood. The President has also added Festus Keyamo, former Minister of State for Labor, to the nomination list. On Wednesday, Tinubu added 19 more names to the list of ministerial nominees sent to the Senate for screening, 6 days after dispatching the first 28 names to Parliament. After striking a mutual understanding with President Bola Tinubu that aborted a nationwide protest by organized labor, the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has threatened to go on nationwide comprehensive strike from August 14 if the federal government fails to withdraw the court case it's instituted against it. A communique at the end of the Congress National Executive Council meeting in Abuja demanded the immediate withdrawal of the litigation by the Federal Ministry of Justice before the end of work next Friday. Signed by the NLC President Joe Ajero and General Secretary Emmanuel Ogboja, the union vowed to embark on a nationwide total strike any day labor leaders are summoned to court by the government through the National Industrial Court of Nigeria, NICN. It's alleged that the Federal Ministry of Justice through the NICN has continued to allow itself to be used as a vehicle to truncate the dominance of the tenant of democracy and silence the voices of workers. This was after the union was summoned to answer to contempt of court charges the day it embarked on its nationwide protests. While commending the national leadership and all the state officers for the effective coordination of the protests, it urged all affiliates and state councils, including civil society allies, to stay for the action but remain focused and vigilant. You're still watching Osrc News at 7. After the break, we'll bring you more stories. Please stay with us.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
The words are hard to find, but they're still heavy on my mind tonight. The pain is deep inside, but I still want to hide. Happy birthday!
Is this what you really want to do?
Yes, Dad. That's what I've been trying to show you.
Fight for your dreams the advanced way with Glow LTE Advanced. The power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
When it's bright and early, get your breakfast right. Then you need all the nutrients that will hold you tight. Then stay in power, you find it all in peak. Then every move you make, Peak's got you all the way. And the Peak goes on.
Power on every morning with our Peak Protein Breakfast to make the most of every day. Peak. Reach for your peak.
Win an all-expense-paid trip to Disneyland in the Indomie Golden Magnet promo. To participate, just buy the Indomie 70-gram pack and look for the magnet inside. Log into www.indomie.ng/Golden Magnet promo to fill in your details and enter your unique magnet code. All the Golden Magnet winners will get to experience the wonders of Disneyland. Silver Magnet winners stand a chance to win amazing prizes. Every pack of Indomie you buy comes with your favorite indomitable magnet. Terms and conditions apply. Indomie, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Thank you very much for rejoining us. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc.ng or follow us on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Ondo. The Federal High Court in Abuja has issued a temporary order stopping the move by Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki to impeach his deputy Philip Shuaib over their irreconcilable differences. Justice Ramat Mohammed issued a temporary order while ruling in a motion on notice filed by Shuaib praying the court to stop the move to ease him out of office by its principal. In the ruling on the motion argued by Moses Ebute, Justice Mohammed directed the parties in the suit to maintain status quo ante bellum. The order for the status quo ante bellum is to be enforced till the time the defendant shall show cause, as directed in another ruling of the court made on July 27, 2023. Justice Mohammed, after the ruling, shifted hearing in the matter till August 10 and ordered that the Inspector General of Police, DSS, and Obaseki, who were not represented in court, but served with hearing notices. Meanwhile, Governor of Benue State, Hyacinth Alia, says the new leadership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, is expected to work assiduously for the unity of the country as well as the party. Aliyah, who spoke after meeting with the Vice President Kashim Shettima in Abuja, said there is need for the Abdullahi Ganduje leadership to consolidate on the renewed hope of President Bola Tinubu. The Benue State Governor also called for the federal government's support for the states in the area of agriculture and jobs development. Governor Aliyah congratulated the APC for a successful National Executive Council meeting where a new national chairman and secretary were elected. The Police Service Commission (PSC) and Nigerian Police Force have agreed to set up joint committees to look into areas of likely frictions in the operations of the two agencies. This comes after a meeting between the PSC, Solomon Arase, and the Inspector General of Police, Olukayode Egbetokun, who was visiting the commission for the first time since his assumption of office. The PSC chairman and visiting acting IGP had a 1-hour fruitful discussion on several issues that will progress the two federal government agencies in the area of advancing the security subsector of the nation. The Commission and the police pledged that the welfare of police officers will be paramount henceforth. The two leaders also decided to jointly work together to ensure that issues of discipline are handled expeditiously so that those found wanting are adequately punished and others not found wanting are freed to continue with their career progression. Increasing tuition in Nigerian universities could compound the crisis plaguing the country's education sector. Speaking against a backdrop of an increase in fees by some universities in the country, Chief Executive Officer of a UK charity, Ibirunke Adiagbo, says a country currently having some 20.2 million out-of-school children should have no business increasing fees. She noted that increasing fees on any sort should not be an option until Nigeria comes out of the woods and is able to put every child in school. Adiagbo said Nigeria should improve education standards in public schools and introduce strategic communication measures to address prevailing negative notions about education in public schools. Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has assured Nigerians it will deliver on its core mandate of ensuring monetary and price stability in the country. Director, Corporate Communications Department Issa Abdulmumin made the disclosure in Lokoja, saying the bank will continue to roll out proactive and innovative policies to ensure all economic subsectors receive support. He maintained that the bank, as a responsible and responsive corporate entity, has continued to demonstrate passionate commitment in supporting businesses and promoting diversification through interventions in agriculture, health, manufacturing, and other key sectors of the economy. He assured that CBN will continue to design platforms to interact with members of the public on policies and strategic interventions of the Apex Bank for sustainable economic development of the country. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, has warned Nigeria and other African countries to brace for higher food prices following recent developments that have temporarily altered Ukraine's food exports to African countries. According to USAID's Deputy Administrator for Policy and Programming, Isabel Coleman, Russia's decision to withdraw from the Black Sea Grain Initiative had already begun to trigger higher food prices around the world. She said the impact of this food price hike will be more felt in developing countries that were import dependent and have conventionally relied on grain imports from Ukraine. She also noted that in the wake of the last food crisis, which rocked global food security, the U.S. government had made substantial investment to make developing countries more resilient to food crises. The Black Sea Grain Initiative was conceived to specifically allow for commercial food and fertilizer exports from 3 key Ukrainian ports in the Black Sea. President Bola Tinubu has dispatched a delegation led by Babangana Kingibe to engage with the leaders of Libya and Algeria on the crisis in the Niger Republic, where a military junta overthrew democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum. This was as it sent another delegation headed by former Nigerian head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, to Niger to speedily resolve the current political impasse in the country. Briefing the two delegations, Tinubu, who is chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, charged them to engage all stakeholders robustly to do whatever it takes to ensure a conclusive and amicable resolution of the situation in Niger for African peace and development rather than a move to adopt the geopolitical positions of other nations. The delegations are expected back at the State House before the one-week ultimatum given by ECOWAS to the Niger coupists to restore power to the ousted president. And former U.S. President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty in a Washington, D.C. court to conspiring to overturn his 2020 election defeat. During a short arraignment, he spoke softly to confirm his not guilty plea, name and age, and that he was not under influence of any substances. He later told reporters the case was persecution of a political opponent. Akintunde Akinshemola has the detail.
This is a very sad day for America.
Former President Donald Trump called the latest indictment against him a persecution. After his arraignment on federal charges, he led a conspiracy built on lies to overturn his 2020 election defeat. Inside the Washington, D.C. courtroom about an hour earlier, Trump pleaded not guilty to the charges, standing up to address the judge directly as he entered the plea. Sitting in front row behind Trump was special counsel Jack Smith. Trump appeared to glance occasionally at Smith, who has accused the former president and his allies of promoting false claims that the election was rigged, pressuring state and federal officials to alter the result and assembling fake slates of electors to try to wrest electoral votes from then-President-elect Joe Biden. Outside, small groups of Trump supporters and critics took turns posing in front of the John Park entrance of the federal courthouse, about a kilometer from the U.S. Capitol, the building Trump supporters attacked on the 6th of January 2021.
The men and women of law enforcement who defended the U.S. Capitol.
On Tuesday, Smith announced the 4 felony charges, including conspiracy to defraud the United States, to deprive citizens of their voting right, and to obstruct an official proceeding. The most serious charge carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. This arraignment was the 3rd time Trump has pleaded not guilty since April. The 77-year-old and frontrunner for the Republican presidential nomination previously pleaded not guilty to federal charges that he retained classified documents after leaving office, and New York State charges that he falsified documents in connection with hush money payment to a porn star. And he may soon face more charges in Georgia, where a state prosecutor is investigating his attempts to overturn the 2020 election there.
This is a persecution of a political opponent.
While Trump repeated his claim that he was being persecuted before flying back to his Bedminster, New Jersey golf club, Trump himself has been accused of using government power for political gain. His first of 2 impeachments in 2019 was for pressuring Ukraine to investigate his Democratic rival in the 2020 election. Senate Republicans later acquitted him of those charges.
This is not the place that I left.
Trump also said he was sour to see what he called filth and broken buildings in Washington, D.C. When left office, the city was barricaded and occupied by thousands of National Guard troops after his supporters broke into the Capitol in a failed attempt to stop Congress from certifying his election defeat. Akintunde Akinshemola for Osrc News.
In sports, all is now set for the final of the Nigeria Secondary School Flag Football National Tournament, slated for Saturday, August 5 at the Ondo State Sports Complex. In the male category, Government Secondary School Eket Akwa Ibom will slug it out for the title against Government Science Secondary School Bakiasa Abuja, while in the female category, a Lagos-based team will compete against their counterpart from the Federal Capital Territory. Students from 75 secondary schools across 7 states in Nigeria have been participating in the NSSFL competition organized by American Football Association of Nigeria, NAF, for the ultimate trophy christened Akiti Ball. OSRC's Saeed Aribisala has more.
From across 7 states in Nigeria, students from no fewer than 75 secondary schools gathered to participate in the Season 2 edition of Nigeria's Secondary School Flag Football Tournament. The competition is organized by the American Football Association of Nigeria as part of efforts to discover and nurture talent in the sports for professional excellence in the future, while also raising the awareness of the game among Nigerians.
We were officially registered as an organization in 2020. And decided on 3 main core pillars: awareness, capacity building, and sports development. On the area of awareness, we have taken the sport of American football from majorly 3 locations: Lagos, Abuja, and Zaria, and grown it to 10 states. Our reach extends to over 10,000 actively participating athletes and over 30,000 spectators.
Divided into groups in the male and female category, the students representing their various schools from Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Oyo, Akwa Ibom, FCT, and the host state, Ondo, put to bear on the pitch the lessons from months of training to contest for the ultimate trophy, christened Aketi Bowl, in honor of Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu.
As we all know, sport provides a veritable platform to positively engage our youth in sporting activities right from a young age.
We could not have pulled off this tournament without the hard work and dedication of the Nigerian American Football Association and the Nigerian School Sports Federation, who worked tirelessly from the preliminary stages.
After a series of matches in the group stages as well as the knockout rounds, all is now set for the final of the tournament at the Ondo State Sports Complex, Akure. In the male category, a team from Government Secondary School Afega Eket, Akwa Ibom, will slug it out for the title against another team from the Federal Capital Territory, Government Science Secondary School Paikasa, while in the female category, a Lagos-based team will compete against their counterpart from the FCT.
Tournament started, so people started, they started tough from the very beginning. Like, they knew this has to be like a win for them, and they took that momentum from the very first day. While some people, some other states, after their first group game, second group game, that was when they buckled up better.
The mouth-watering awards that they want to pour on the students, it raises their morale.
The winning school will go home with a sum of 750,000 naira, while the runners-up will take 350,000 naira, and the second runners-up will have 150,000 naira. Sahid Aribisala, OSRC News.
Defending champions Nigeria have outclassed host Rwanda 79-48 in the semi-finals of the ongoing 2023 FIBA Women's Afrobasket in Kigali, Rwanda, to book a place in the final. The win means the Tigers have now extended their unbeaten run to 23 games. The last time Nigeria lost a game in the Women's Afrobasket was in 2015 against Cameroon in the semi-finals. In the final, Nigeria will take on Senegal, who beat Mali 75-65 as they hope to win the championship for the 4th time in a row, a feat that only the Senegalese boast of in African basketball. And that concludes the news at 7, but before we go, a quick look at the top stories. We told you that the Ondo State government has rolled out palliative plans to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal. Towards ensuring full implementation of financial autonomy, Ondo Assembly has promised commitment to the state judiciary and legislature. Federal High Court in Abuja has altered Edo State Governor's move to remove his deputy, Philip Shuaib. And from the foreign scene, ex-US President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to election charges brought against him by federal prosecutors. And that's the news tonight. Thank you very much for your time.
Good